And I really can't begin, General Petraeus, without thanking you for your leadership and your service to the country and the world.
It was a privilege, thanks.
Moral leadership for the world has served us well and the world for 60 years, and I think you were underlining that in your testimony.
Yes, certainly. Yeah, I mean, again, you've got to be careful with this, but you certainly should promote the values, the ideals, the democracy, the freedoms that we have literally fought for to preserve. But you've also got to keep in mind, again, there are other issues out there. One of those is stability, and stability we've found in the Middle East in particular in the wake of the Arab Spring may have something to commend it. So how do you balance, again, the realist perspective on the world with the idealist perspective? And there's always been this intellectual tug of war, again, understandably, in our country and indeed in other Western nations. And if Washington can remove some policy and legislative headwinds and resolve some of the issues that are impeding fully capitalizing on 4 extraordinary revolutions that this audience knows well: the IT revolution, the basis for almost all the others; the energy revolution, where we have completely revolutionized energy markets; the manufacturing revolution, which, by the way, poses huge challenges for society as well because of the technological displacement. But this is unique to the US. So when people say, okay, yeah, so what's so special about the United States? That's what's so special about it. By the way, this room is what's so special about it. It's the entrepreneurship, the innovation, it's literally the culture overall. I mean, how do you go from doing something in a garage with the windows down, the blinds drawn 20 hours a day, to actually running a billions of dollar firm? And again, I take my hat off to the CEOs, the startups, people like the CEO of Zillow over here, and what they have achieved. That's really the essence of what has made America great.
Many of the world's leaders in cybersecurity are in this room. We now have regimes, whether it's Iran, Russia, or others, that are increasingly using cyber-based tactics on our structure, on our strategy.
What is more worrisome, and more worrisome than the criminal activities that many may have been subject to here, is the prospect of, again, extremists, particularly Islamic extremists, some of whom have shown a willingness to blow themselves up to take us with them on the battlefield. How do you deter them if they get the cyber equivalent of a weapon of mass destruction? And that would be, I think, defined by the ability to take down the industrial control systems that operate our electrical grid in one of the regions of the United States and keep it down. And think of the chaos and havoc and damage that would cause. That is very, very worrisome, and that is a real Achilles heel. But it's going to take, at the end of the day, as you know, an all-of-the-above approach to cybersecurity. There's going to be no one silver bullet startup that is going to solve all your problems. There will be one that will do anomaly detection, one does endpoint helped by AI, another does identity security, another does perimeter, another does the cloud infrastructure, another does training your workforce, hygiene, securing the servers and switches, monitoring of the system administrators, who are now the most important people in this whole endeavor. And you've got to do all of that, and you have to do all of that everywhere better than the people that are trying to exploit you just in one point of penetration. For what it's worth, if you think about those who invest, the venture capitalists in the room, I assume that what you're looking for, especially in a startup, is that unique combination of great leaders, like the CEO of Zillow, and great big ideas together. And so someone who can scale it, not just invent it, manage it, lead it, inspire it. And again, that's what you look for in countries as well. And for what it's worth, I mean, as a CIA director, one of the tasks that we had was to look at national leadership, look at their strengths, look at their weaknesses, in addition to the countries overall.